of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Notice requirements of the open public meeting law have been satisfied concerning this meeting. Home District in the Star Ledger published a notice on December 22nd, 2017. It's also posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, and it should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Anderson. Here. Councilman Ficarra. Here. Councilwoman Drum. Here. Councilwoman De Jesus.
Here.
Councilman Small. Councilman Patel. Councilman Bauer. Here. Vice President Spiller. Here. And President Cruz.
Here.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from September 17, 2018?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with second reading ordinances this evening. Letter A, a bond ordinance to authorize the acquisition of real property and the construction of a parking lot at 181 Avenel Street. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be opened?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter A only.
Good evening, Council President and George Walker, Hope One. Is this going to be for the train station or for the Avenel Archwood? I'm not too familiar.
It's going to be for both of those.
For both of those over there?
That's correct.
Will there be any charges or parking permits issued to the people that go in there on a daily basis or, you know, or a monthly basis?
I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work right now. Do we have an answer on that?
My understanding is it's really for the art center, for the overflow for the art center. If it's going to be, if it would be utilized for commuters, and I don't think that has been decided yet, then that would be, they would have the same fees on them that every other lot that we have has.
Will this lot be manned or unmanned? Will it be gated or automated, or you don't know? You know what I'm talking about, like with the...
Yeah, no, we won't have that.
No, it won't have a gate.
Just like all the rest of our lots are.
It'll be a public parking lot.
They're not manned.
Okay, this $220, $220,000. Is this for the construction of the lot, or is it to get the fees, or I understand it's a house?
Purchase, soft cost, and demolition.
Okay, the purchase and the demolition.
Yes, sir.
Thing and non-construction lot.
And construction? And construction, but most of that will be done by us. We're going to do that in-house.
You guys have paid it?
Yes, milling and paving. It's not going to have a building, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I understand that, yeah. Another thing too, stormwater runoff, this is for his house on the property, would we be installing sewers there, or how would that affect the local roadway? Have you looked into that?
What?
It's not a concern.
It's not a concern,
I'm concerned with this.
according to the township engineer.
All right, just take a look at it, and traffic flow, traffic patterns, have you looked at?
Yes, they have to look at.
Okay. All right, see what happens. Thanks.
Good evening, Tom Mowers, 4th New Jersey. Ordinance A, 181 Avenel. Has that come before the council at some other time as a potential for using eminent domain?
I do not believe so.
That came before the council for the purpose of acquisition cost, total. It was acquisition, the administration was authorized to acquire that property, and there were numerous, we always try to acquire it by to have a willing seller negotiate a price. That's step one. The council has had that in front of them, and they authorized it. Another one of the, in the same language that's in that ordinance is also eminent domain, but we tried it. The ordinance that they adopted was to acquire the property.
So you are acquiring it then through a voluntary sale?
No, I didn't say that. I said that's our first choice.
Okay. Is this then solidified with the owner? In other words, you're going forward and it's a done deal? You just have to...
It's not a done deal.
Okay. That's what I was just trying to clarify. So the price is going in at $220,000, but that would be just the purchase of the property, you would still have the
No,
other additional.
no, that's purchase of the property, soft cost, demolition of the building,
Okay, got it.
and the
Yeah.
construction for the pavement.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Are there any other comments on letter A?
Next time we talk about is parking lot, so to speak. Let's talk about 35 to 45 parking spaces. How many parking spaces do we put in?
If they use it for valet, I think, Marta, did you look at that? If we use it as just a commuter lot, it will have a very small number because it's not a very large track. If we use it for valet and have them stacked in for when it's the art center and we have valet parking to over there, we may get as many as 15 to 18, approximately. But that would be stacking them in one right next to the other in like 4 rows. But if you're going to just do it in parallel parking for commuters, you would only be able to get about 8, maybe. Got that? Not too many for commuters.
You got to tell me you're so desperate. Spend $40 million to put 8 parking spaces.
No, that's not what I said. I said that the purpose of acquiring this lot is specifically to provide overflow parking for the Avenel Arts Center. That's the specific purpose. I said it may be utilized in the event that it was needed for also parking during the day, but that's not why we're acquiring it. We're acquiring it to have additional parking spaces for the Avenel Arts.
If you want to charge for the parking spaces, and if you go put more than 8 cars, you need somebody to attend the parking lot. And while they're parking, you have to get somebody to get paid for it too, right, to do this job.
I'm sorry, I can't, the error's on or something. I'm just having a little trouble hearing.
If the most you get like 8 cars,
18, he said.
the most. But if it's parking attendants, that means that somebody's got a parking.
That would be someone working with the Avenel Arts. The Avenel Arts would then have a valet system that would be acquired to park cars, and if they valet, and they would be then valeting those cars.
And that person will get paid, right?
How does that usually work?
Through the WA.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody still will get paid.
If they do, they'll either be an employee of the Arts Alliance, or the Arts Alliance may contract for a parking service to be able to park the cars, like those parking services that valet cars at different places. The Arts Association will do that. That won't have anything to do with the township.
Thank you.
Any other comments on letter A? Here are no other comments. Can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, ayes have it. The next ordinance is listed as letter B. It's an ordinance to amend the scattered sites inventory. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter B only.
Good evening, Council President, Director Buckle. What is the amendment to the redevelopment and housing law? What is the amendment to it?
We were only doing residential, now we're going to do abandoned buildings also.
All right, and who's going to consider a building abandoned?
The elements are in the state statute as to what constitutes abandoned property.
Okay, like there's pieces of property, there's one on Brunswick Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue and Brunswick Avenue, there's a gas station, small parcel. There's one up here in Avenel, it's a bar and stuff like that. And I understand taxes are being paid on those properties. If taxes are being paid on the properties, but the property is either not in use or fallow, for lack of a better term, with grass growing on it, will they be targeted for this law?
It can be if they meet the elements of the statute on what is considered abandoned property.
We will be going after the people if the taxes are not paid on the property.
That's a separate hearing in a tax foreclosure. If the taxes aren't paid, the tax sale certificate gets sold off.
But we still have.
But abandoned property is a separate issue.
Could you repeat that again?
if taxes aren't paid, there's a process that is followed by the tax department.
Right.
You sell off a tax sale certificate, which then can be sold at the appropriate time.
So who will instigate this? Will we target these properties and try and acquire them?
We do that all the time. This is nothing new. Tax sale certificates are sold every year.
I understand that, but I mean, there's other places where you're going after places that have the property taxes paid and just want to, get that property for other projects. You know, it's just what I'm concerned about. Just because if the project is fallow and you guys want to develop it for your own benefit, I mean, how does that look to the public? You know, predatory government going after these people's property. And
They're abandoned properties. They're abandoned properties.
Yeah, I know, but just because it's not developed and the tax is being paid, right? This is what I'm trying to say. That
There are more elements that need to be met.
yeah, no, there's other stuff, criteria that has to be met, but just a warning, if you guys are going to be going after these properties and the people that are being paid there, that are paying the taxes, you're not going to put up with it. Thank you.
Any other comments on letter B? Letter B only? Hearing no other comment, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next is letter C, an ordinance authorizing a temporary road closure for the culvert reconstruction over Wedgewood Brook. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second, third reading, and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter C only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next listed first reading ordinances D, E, F, G, H, and I. Can I get a motion that these ordinances all be passed on first reading, published in the Home News Tribune on October 12, 2018, with notice of public hearing to be held on October 30, 2018 at 7 p.m.?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor? Yes.
Just a comment on ordinance G. I just wanted to thank our administration, our traffic control, and our engineer, Michael Gellin. This was a direct result of concerns of the residents that live in these particular apartments and condominiums. And I appreciate the expeditious manner in which it was handled. So I just wanted to say thank you to all those that were involved in this.
Thank you. Madam President, you have resolutions 1 through 34. Can I get a motion to approve 1 through 34 by consent?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
We will now go into our public portion of the meeting. If you'd like to talk, please go to the mic. You have 5 minutes, and please state your name and the town you're from.
Good evening, Council President Gerard Clark, Holwan. We've had a moment of silence now for people that are in danger of losing their homes due to the pilot tax breaks. And I'd like to add the danger of their property being seized through eminent domain by this predatory government. Okay. You have a new camera system in here, right?
We do.
Yeah, yeah, to go take shots by roving cam and stuff like that.
Yes, they're
And,
live upstairs.
Yeah, it looks a little fuzzy. I saw it on the TV, on the computer and stuff like that. And, can we, have the operator zoom into the person over here? This way, see?
We've always focused on what we're talking about, not on the person that's standing there. They've done it's been like that for years.
No, it hasn't been.
It has been.
You've had the person that has been talking either on the camera when they were standing up, and when the person...
It's always focused through the meeting.
But you cut out the person...
For 7 years, past 7 years.
You cut the person out of the mic entirely.
No, we can still hear what you're saying.
Visually.
I watch the meetings, I can hear what people are saying.
Well, watch the meetings and, you know, like if you got us to zoom in on me, you could right now. And we should have a preview monitor or something up there to see what's exactly going out. And are you guys recording 2 tracks over here, 1 track? Or like you got 2 cameras up there, so 2 cameras shoot, right?
It's recording.
One at a time.
Yeah,
One at a time operates.
Yeah, but he's got a mixer up there, he's got a switcher, camera A, camera B.
They're professionals.
Huh?
They're doing their job. They're
Yeah, but
professionals.
But you're cutting the public out of the microphone.
We're listening to what you're saying.
You're cutting the public out of the microphone.
We haven't taped you
You're
in
cutting
years.
the people
7 years, right?
out at the microphone.
Several.
What's that?
Several years. It hasn't focused on who's speaking. All we're doing is listening to what you're talking about.
You had the camera operator do a slow pan over to the person at the mic and then go back to the council president, right? And then it went to nobody, right? With this institution and this new process over here.
It pans the broom.
Okay. Anything on Quincy Court or anything like that? Any new developments or anything over there?
Now, I believe Councilman Bauer.
No, I guess we have the demolition coming up soon.
All right, yeah, you can have those trucks go there and give the people there a heads up and stuff like that, and, you know, before you do anything with that. I got this thing here on my, a legal notice that take notice that the Woodbridge Arts Alliance, trading as an Avenel Arts Center, has applied to the Director of the Division of Alcohol and Beverage Control, yada, 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 for a liquor permit. And two of the people there that are listed are Caroline Ehrlich and Mr. DeSambuca over there, right? How can city government officials hold a liquor license?
It's a 501c3.
What is that? What does
Do you
that
want to get
mean?
into more detail, Senator?
It's a separate entity, it's a not-for-profit entity, 501c, which there are 17 members of the board of directors, 4 of whom are listed on the liquor license, and they are the holders of the liquor license for the 501c. It has nothing to do with the township.
But it's for the thing, isn't that a conflict of interest if any impropriety arises over there at the, what's it called, Curtains?
No, it's not. Any more so than that would be that they could have another life and serve on a board of directors of a bank or a hospital they could serve on.
Don't look right. It really doesn't. There. All right. Let's have a little more police patrols over there at Hope Lawn. They're having people breaking into cars, going into backyards and stuff like that. I emailed Council Bauer over there, 75 New Brunswick Avenue. They use that as a conduit between the old railroad tracks and Juliet Street and Lewis Street. People are banging on doors. I mean, people are terrified. We don't know what's going there. Make believe it's like Colonia over there, but it's Hope Lawn, okay? Make sure we get the same police protection, right?
You get the same police protection throughout the township.
Okay. What else we got here? That there. Oh, the Greenway. Working on the Greenway. On that.
The last time the Greenway was at the end of the county,
Yep.
county owned, and they were sending an engineering firm out to find out about the landslide out there in the Road Street.
Yeah.
I haven't been out there in a while, but I'll take a walk out there tomorrow and investigate if they did any work there.
And what's that, the $1 million appropriation we got from the government for bicycles? Does anybody know about that?
We are doing,
We just approved it.
it was just approved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nancy Adana, Forbes. I came here tonight to ask the council to pass an ordinance to ban the sale of recreational marijuana in Woodbridge Township. I emailed all of the council members over a month ago. I did not get a reply back from them. When I came back from vacation, I then phoned Deputy and Howie Bauer. And they both gave me pretty much the same answer when I asked them if they would support such an ordinance. They said they hadn't discussed it, it hadn't come up. So I'm here tonight, bringing it up, presenting it publicly. They hadn't done any research on it, so they really couldn't give me an answer of how they would vote on the ordinance if it did come up. In light of the fact that in Trenton, this may pass, I really believe that they have the votes. It's just being held up on some technicality. Other towns in this area have already, months ago, passed ordinances to ban the sale of recreational marijuana in their town. I know in Woodbridge we do have medical marijuana. That's a different issue. I would rather not our town let people think that it's okay to do drugs because, hey, we sell it in our town. I know we pride ourselves on having this wonderful drug rehab program. And yet, on the other hand, if you allow the drugs to be sold in our town, what are you really saying? I also spoke to the mayor a couple of months ago to ask him his opinion on this and if he would let this go through. His reply to me was, we won't have it near a school or near a park, which led me to believe, in his mind, he's doing it. He's just not going to do it near a school or near a park. I'm asking for it not to be done in all of Woodbridge Township. I think maybe it's time that we put common sense above dollars and cents. I know people think that this is a great moneymaker. Research that I've done shows that it doesn't bring in the amount of money that people predict. Also for Debbie and for Howie, they're the only ones that I spoke to. I did bring some research, and I'm going to let you have this just to get you started so you can do some research and have some background in it. But I do hope that you'll be for the people in Woodbridge, not for the people in Trenton. Because if Trenton passes it, doesn't mean it's a done deal in Woodbridge. It should come up where they are going to allow it to be sold in Woodbridge. I will do everything that I can to stop it. I'll go out with a petition. I'll get the number of signatures that I need to put it on the ballot because I am very passionate about this issue. I've talked to many people in the town. So many of them told me they'd be here tonight. Of course, you know what happened. They're not here. But they did tell me that they do not want this in their township also. So I really hope that the council will pass an ordinance to ban the sale of recreational marijuana.
Thank you, Nancy.
Good evening, Tom Maris, Fourth New Jersey. I'd just like to take a moment to thank the lady for coming up and speaking on that very subject because it is something I think we're all deeply concerned about. And as the council knows, you looked into the opiate crisis. We all know that it's a state epidemic. And I totally agree. Why enhance that problem by allowing the sale of legalized marijuana? It's only going to affect us in a negative way with crime, insurance rates, and it's just a fool's errand to go ahead and pass that. Medical is a different story. The last time I was here, I spoke pretty much at the end of when I was presenting about a correctional facility coming into Woodbridge Township. I discussed this with Mr. Mitch, and what it was is Christopher Porino, who was the former Attorney General of New Jersey, I guess under Chris Christie, back in December 13, 2017, had said that one of the facilities that was closing a youth facility was actually going to come into Avenel, and he cited it at the Rollway Prison Extension, or half of it, I call it Rollway Prison. Been here that long. Eastern Central, I believe, is the current name for it. But it's basically over where the redevelopment center is. So that's where I said I thought it was women. It is not. According to him, that was a done deal. And again, I asked the council. I've submitted an OBRA. It came back that there is no correspondence, no responsive documents showing that the township has had interface with the state on that. So I don't know if the state is acting independently, just coming in and putting that facility in and you don't know about it, or there's just a miscommunication about the type of documents that I'm looking for. Bottom line is, are those youth offenders coming to Woodbridge Township, specifically Avenel?
Senator, you want to take that?
The short answer to your question is no. There was a proposal to do so. The mayor appeared down in Trenton in front of the State House Commission, became aware of that proposal with several of the council people, joined together to talk to the incoming leadership of the new legislature. They were able to kill that deal. It is not going to be a men's prison, a woman's prison, or a child center prison. And the property has been approved to be sold to the township, and it is not going to be a prison for any individual.
excuse me, one point to that, as we discussed last time, that's 50 acres. I believe Woodbridge Township is taking 26 acres.
I made a mistake
The
on
rest of it is
that.
still owned by the state.
No, I made a mistake on that, and I apologize to you.
Okay.
The 26 acres, I don't know where I got that. I think maybe that's because that was, that's another piece of property, but
Okay.
we're getting 54 of the 58,
Oh, all right.
is that right? 54 of the 58 acres, so that was I apologize.
I do try to pay attention to it.
Yes, you did, and I was wrong.
Thank you.
54 out of 58.
A question, and this is probably best answered by Mr. Midge. Are all, with the exception of maybe the serving the council president, are all council members' salaries the same in any given year?
The base salary is the same, the difference is the council president and the vice president gets an additional stipend.
Okay. Higher stipend for that honor, serving in those positions. Is there a cap on the salary, or was there a cap ever passed to limit? Let's say right now, I believe some of the salaries are around 12,500 for most of the council members. I think the legal department is somewhere closer to 15,000 in each of their respective.
There's a range.
Is there a limit though? Is there a cap?
There's a range. There's a high and a low and a high. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a record kept? I know you do it by vote, but of each council member present at every given meeting, or you have to go back and look at everything to see?
Well, that's where the record is kept at that meeting.
Okay.
So there's an attendance taken at every meeting.
Okay.
And that's where the
So
record
you
is.
can request an attendance record and then find out which council members were present on what nights, or?
Correct, but I would just caution you that, that would involve research. So that may be beyond, it depends on how many meetings you're asking for. If there's, it could be considered a disruption, to the office if I was to have to.
Well, I always appreciate your input. You can save everybody a lot of time. We'll do it that way. Thank you. When it comes to as far as I know, that's not the Club of Woodbridge. We know that it started, that the construction is going on, they've done the paving, I don't know how much more they may have to do, but they did a lot. It was nicely done, by the way. Our crew did it, and they did a good job.
Mr. Maris?
Yes.
Sorry, time is up.
Okay. But I just want to know who's getting billed.
Sorry, your time is up.
Okay, thank you.
John Woodbridge again. I want to go back to the marijuana field, talk about marijuana thing. You all talk about its risk, medical marijuana. I know people that work in the place. Why is so much police over there present? Because a lot of money to change hands. They're there because great robbers. It means the British criminals, anybody else, it's criminal. I lived in this town for 55 years, and I know a lot of people. And most of the people over here, I believe that I never went to a funeral or wake or heard any of my people that I knew that got killed by a gun. Police only don't want to grow, usually, unfortunately. I was shocked over here, but I believe the police, that's a problem. But I went to many, many wakes. Quite a few people, some of my customers, some people that work for me, they lost their children, grandchildren. Just recently, one lost a grandchild. Why? We are supporting something like that. Why do we support something like that? I know we do it for money. Just for money, because it's money. I'm just driving around the town, it's a no drug zone. That means no marijuana, no drugs. If you approve it, what do you do with the signs? No drugs, that's been accepted, okay? They can select you want it. If you live next to school now, and you get the recreational marijuana, you still, nobody can stop you. You can't drink booze outside, but you can smoke marijuana. You can walk on the street and drink beer, but you can smoke marijuana. I think it's a good example. I do know you're probably passing, but I don't think I want to know that people in Woodbridge, people like yourself, you can say no, it doesn't mean it's not going to be low, but don't think in the future, in any day maybe, you're going to see some of our friends, kids going to get ordained for drugs. And how it starts, it's marijuana. Because it's cheap, it's going to be cheaper, because now it's legal, so they're going to be, you cannot compete with the people that sell it now, because they're not going to sell sticks, and if they can buy it, they're not going to pay $500 an ounce. They will buy it on the street. And I'm sure you're going to see a lot of people walking the streets. How are they going to get the money? They're going to rape the house, grab the houses. Kids not going to make this money before they happen, because you can drink beer, it's no good, but you can take marijuana, make you just as hot. But let's not go on the record that we agree with it. It's good for the community. We know it, you all know, and I know, we all know it's not a good thing to do. So please, it's up to you, you power. I don't want to, my conscience, it's about you guys to say, I approve that thing, it's okay, it's recreational, health is recreational. Because a lot of road laws against recreational. But again, why are the we want to just for the lousy money? Because the government state is supposed to make money. It's not because it's going to benefit anybody. I have one of my clients, she's taking medical marijuana. Retired nurse. Unfortunately, she got cancer. She said, John, it doesn't work. It doesn't kill the pain, and I'm a nurse. It's a baloney. It's a marijuana that kills the pain. It's a marijuana, it's a addiction, just like any other medicine. So please, it's up to you. So you can't just not an house. But it's our kids, and it hurts. People, you all try to deny that it's not happening, but it happens. And then we know we are the one who have the head, because we are so-called, don't want to admit it, it's happening. That's with alcohol, that's with drugs, that's with anything. So please, it's up to you. But again, I agree with Nancy, let's do something about it. But don't go on the record if we approve it. Even if the state approves it, which I believe they will, we're going to do this. We're doing it to other countries. I want to change the story. 2 weeks ago, we talked about apartments. And a man came from Colonia, was complaining about parking lot, he never helped. He parked for years. He bought a house in Colonia, and now he got a ticket. And I said, you know, why do we not parking spaces? And this is a problem. They should do this to the parking spaces, we do the development, the trains, and everything else. And then, Mr. Papaya over here said, Johnny was wrong.
Mr. McCarroll, I'm sorry, your time is up.
I'm sorry.
He's got to finish the sentence.
Just a second.
Time's up.
And then on the way out, the Sausage German over there.
Mr. McCarroll, I'm sorry, your time is up.
I'm sorry, next one.
I'm sorry.
You was right, you was right. Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Are there any other comments from the public this evening? Here are other comments from the public. Can I get a motion that the public portion of this meeting be closed?
Second.
All in favor, aye. Opposed, ayes have it. Public portion is now closed.
We will go into our agendas, the council's agendas. Start with mine. I'm going to go down to item number 2. For the Colonia business community, we will be doing hosting a canvas for a cause at the Colonia Fire Department from 6 to 9. On November 8th, the cost is $38. All proceeds for this event will go to our annual tree lighting and our live holiday zoo, which will be on December 6th. I'm going to go down to my events on number 5. We will be hosting an annual breast cancer walk. This is the second year we've done it. Woodbridge Township hasn't done it in a while, and we think it's very important to get awareness out for breast cancer. So we will be doing the walk on October 21st. We'll be leaving School 21 at 12:30. We'll have registration and warm-up. We have a dance studio coming over to warm all the walkers up, and we'll proceed down Inman Avenue down to the Colonia Firehouse. We are charging $10 per walker, and all the money raised will go to an organization called Pink Socks, which is a nonprofit organization who directly helps local families in our town. Immediately after that, we are going to go right into a spaghetti dinner for a young boy named Brian Shaughnessy. He's 17 years old. So that'll also be that day. That'll be from 1 to 6 p.m. Ryan was diagnosed with leukemia, which requires him to be hospitalized for 7 months. Ryan is the grandson of Margaret Shaughnessy and the late Charlie Shaughnessy. The Shaughnessy family has been a vital part of the Woodbridge American Irish and amazing friends to the Colonia community for many years. So we feel it's now our turn to support this family. So we hope you will join us for both of these events. Come out and support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Get your friends, get your mom, get your grandma, and just walk down the street in support of those that are fighting and those in memory of. And also join us at the spaghetti dinner. You can go there. You don't need a ticket. You can just go right in. It's $10. Going down to our veterans issue, number 10, I'd like to thank administration and everyone else that was involved in the reconstruction and opening of the 5 branches for our veterans at Post 471 in Island last week. I know they were very excited to get back into their building and get back to work taking care of their veterans and those who are currently serving overseas. The other side of the community, the other side of the center, the 5 branches, is for our seniors. So I know that everybody's working in there, they're coexisting, they're meeting new friends, and they're just really, really happy to be in there. So thank you to administration for getting them all back in there. And then just on a side note, I wanted to thank the Colonia High School students. Last week they did a Spirit Week, and one of the days they honored our veterans, and they collected, they dressed patriotic, and they collected a ton of candy that we'll be sending over to our troops overseas that are local hometown heroes. So we just want to take a shout out to these kids that put a lot of time and effort in helping our veterans. It's important they know that too. And that's all I have for tonight. I'm going to go over to Councilman Spiller.
Thank you, Council President. Item number 1, the Avenel Day Committee is pleased to announce that Avenel will be having its first ever holiday lighting. A very merry holiday lighting will take place on Sunday, November 25th from 4 to 7, with a 14-foot tree being lit at 6. That will be held at the Avenel Firehouse, 346 Avenel Street. Please join us for light refreshments, craft vendors, pictures with Santa, and singing favorite carols. Also, item number 1, Port Reading Day is approaching. That is Saturday, October 20th from 12 to 3. Change of venue this year. It's normally at School 9. This year will be held at the Port Reading Firehouse. Port Reading Avenue. They will also be conducting their annual Woodbridge open house in conjunction with that. Moving down to number 9, speaking of open house, Avenel Fire Department has their annual fire prevention open house this Saturday, October 13th from 10 to 1. As usual, they'll have their smoke trailer, ambulance, and first aid will be on display, equipment, light refreshments. Come meet Sparky. That's always a great event. So, again, that's this Saturday, 10 to 1 at the Avenel Firehouse. Item number 13, the Cable Commission has submitted their municipal report and findings to Comcast. They will now have 90 days to file a municipal consent application. The Township will have 180 days from the time Comcast files to either renew or deny their application. The Cable Commission and the administration made it perfectly clear that our residents are not happy with Comcast service, and all matters will be discussed during the negotiation process. And the rest of my agenda is in order. I just want to thank the administration and engineering. South Inman Avenue is done. That has always been a problem for sideswiping the vehicles and some speeding. I've talked to many residents that are very happy, do see an immediate effect of the motorists slowing down. It catches your eye. So thank you for that.
Councilwoman Drum.
Thank you, Council President. Number 2, the Frank Agnew Memorial Fishing Derby. That was the last Saturday in September. It was a great event again this year. Thank you to our Recreation Department. Did a great job. Their efforts were great. It was a beautiful day. There were a lot of families fishing together. Mr. Gagnon's son was there. His granddaughter were there. And they were there to memorialize Mr. Gagnon. It was a really, really nice event. Thank you. St. James Street Fair, that was held mid-September on a Saturday afternoon on Main Street, was beautiful. The St. James School wants to thank all the vendors that participated, the support from the Township, and the community for all their involvement that made it a success. Relay for Life is having a fundraiser, Chocolate Painting for a Cure, which will take place on October 18th from 7 to 9. You can call Amy McDevitt at 732-887-5640 if you're interested. Number 5, the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber will be recognizing outstanding citizens, local businesses, and business owners who go above and beyond serving the Woodbridge metro area at its 54th Annual Chairman's Awards Dinner, which will be held on October 17th, beginning at 6 p.m. at the Renaissance Hotel in Island. This year's honorees will include Joanne La Perella Morales. She's receiving the William Short Citizen of the Year. Artie Smallwood is receiving the Corporate Citizen of the Year Award. Amy Krasinski from RSI Bank is receiving the Chamber Member of the Year Award. Al Chinese from New Jersey Realty Advisory Group is receiving the Small Business Person of the Year Award. Howie Bauer, our council mate, is receiving the Frank G. Pelsman Community Service Award. Congratulations, Howie. Linda Mazzella, Hackensack Meridian at Raritan Bay, is receiving the Carol Hilo Humanitarian Award. Beth Amory from Woodbridge High School is receiving the Business Education Partnership Champion Award. And Father William Smith from St. Anthony's of Padua is receiving the Woodbridge Perth Amboy Rotary Paul Harris Award. These are all our local businesses, our community, people that do great work for us, and it's such a pleasure to be able to acknowledge them and make them recipients on an annual basis through the Chamber. For information getting regarding the dinner, sponsorship ads, or silent auction opportunities, you can contact the Chamber at 732-636-4040 or visit the Chamber website at woodbridgechamber.com. We're also hosting an Expo Day at the Woodbridge Center Mall. This is a first time doing that. It's on Saturday, October 20th from 10 to 6. This is a business to consumer expo day to showcase your products and our services to the general public. So what we did was we took our chamber members, our businesses that are part of the chamber, and we're making it available to everyone in town or in the surrounding areas that want to go to the Woodbridge Center Mall, which are chamber members, and put their wares out and be able to talk to the general public about their products. Take advantage of this opportunity to make worthy connections and grow your businesses. Home-based businesses and nonprofit chamber members, it's $100 for a table. Other chamber members is $200, and non-chamber members is $350. If you're interested, you can contact the Chamber of Commerce. Number 17, the Woodbridge Elks annual soccer shoot at Woodbridge High School was a great night. I want to shout out to all of our student volunteers. We had 40 Woodbridge High School students to volunteer, came out to help Woodbridge High School staff and my fellow Elks. This was a free, fun-filled event put on by our Woodbridge Elks Lodge, enjoyed by over 110 soccer kids and their families, filled the bleachers. Chick-fil-A was there as well, and I can't thank them enough for always being there for us. Number 18, the Woodbridge Fire Department had their fire prevention open house tonight. I wanted to thank them for offering this event to our community. And I wanted to send a congratulations to Michael Mastanduno, career firefighter, who was recently promoted to captain. And there's a breakfast planned for the firehouse on October 28th from 8 to 11 at the Woodbridge Elks. If anyone's interested, you can call the firehouse main number, or you can call Mona Genser at 754-5888. And one more thing, Mr. Mitch, if you could please remove my agenda items, number 14 and 19, when you get a chance. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Anderson.
Impressive. Thank you, Council President. I would like to wish the Pop Warner programs of the Port Reading Saints and the Woodbridge Golden Saints and the Woodbridge Broncos a lot of luck as they head down to Trenton for their Central Jersey Pop Warner cheer program and their competition, and they continue to advance. The roads lead to Disney, and you know, that's always every little girl's dream that's cheering in our programs in the township. Moving down to number 2, the job bank. Our house is presently hiring. Home Goods, as you see, they've renovated their facility, and they are having a job fair at the Renaissance Hotel this weekend on the 12th and the 13th. Renaissance Hotel is at 515 US 1 South in Island. Also, Gem Limousine is looking for drivers. There is a sign-on bonus, $500 for sedan drivers, $750 for van and bus drivers. They're offering seniority-based wage increases. They're accepting applications and walk-ins for chauffeurs, CDL drivers, and full and part-time. The applicants must be 25 years of age or older and maintain a near-clean driving record, have excellent customer service skills, and pass our training course. You can apply by going to www.gemlimo.com/careers. Also, moving down to, I do want to announce that the Veterans Parade is going to be on Sunday the 11th, 1:30 p.m. sharp. Please come out and support our veterans as they march down Main Street. And Hall of Fame dinner is this Sunday. However, on Friday night, Colonia will be hosting New Brunswick. We will walk out our honorees prior to the game, and JFK will be hosting Woodbridge, and they will be walking out the honorees from both JFK and Woodbridge at that game. Both games begin at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 4 p.m. The dinner is being held at the Woodbridge Community Center. Moving on to number 7, the Taste of Woodbridge. October 25th is Taste of Woodbridge at the Community Center from 6 to 9 p.m. at 600 Main Street. Tickets are $30 in advance, $35 at the door. You can call 732-596-4047 for Eileen or 732-596-4108 for Martina. And the tickets are available at the community center. It's always a good time, and there are a lot of great restaurants from Woodbridge and our surrounding community that come to this event. It's always a good time, so please come out and support. And that is all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Figueroa.
Thank you, Council President. Councilman Anderson, based on the day I had at work today, that limo driving job don't sound like a bad idea. I might be considering that. Just quickly on my agenda at the community center, there are a number of events going on, but I wanted to point out, and most people know this, but it's a great opportunity for birthday parties or any type of parties, particularly at our roller or ice skating rink. It's affordable, it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of things you can add on to it. The phone number is 732-596-4170 for details or to reserve your date. The community center also has an app that you can download. If you're a member, it kind of keeps you updated on some of the new programs that's going on. It also allows you to do Les Mills, which is a popular group fitness class virtually. If you're not a member, it kind of gives you a little sneak preview of what's going on, just in case you do want to become a member. There are limited spaces available for our preschool at Highland Grove, and parents that have young children, that can be a big asset in busy lives, and they do a great job over there, but the spaces are limited. The number there is 596-4181. Moving down to the Mayor's Fitness and Wellness Initiatives, September 30th was the last Sunday of the month. We had our tour to Woodbridge. There were nearly 150 cyclists in that tour. It went extremely well. Thank you to the police department and everybody involved for making that a safe event. I'd like to thank a few people. Number one, Jeff Marmestein, formerly from the club, now with the Township, is the director and has been for as many years as it's been running on. He's the quarterback, does a great job. Jeff, thank you very much. For the second year in a row, the Girl Scouts have been involved in the organization of it. And in particular, I'd like to thank Kim Castor. She's from Troop 83544. Jasmine Thomas from Troop 83501. Jessica Medina from Troop 862. And troop co-leaders from Troop 80228, Nicole Androvich and Michelle Liska. They, for 2 years in a row, have manned the rest stations and helped out at the finish line and have done a great job. And it's a good example. The Girl Scouts themselves have done a wonderful job, and it's one of the things that makes Woodbridge special. Wegmans always does a a tremendous job. There's a number of sponsors, but Wegmans provides a great meal at the end of the tour, and it's a really nice event. It's really become a tradition in our town. One thing that I didn't expect to mention, we talked about Woodbridge Center, and I mention this time to time. Woodbridge Center for years has opened their doors at 7 a.m. on an inclement day when you can't walk outside. You can walk at the mall, and there's music playing, and it's kind of nice. And I just think that's a very nice community thing that they do. So thank you to Woodbridge Center. I just wanted to mention that. The last item on my agenda, Jacob's Landing. If you pass Buns Lane, you'll see that there's a lot of great activity going on, new buildings going up. The wonderful news is that housing will be completed. People will have a beautiful place to live. The bad news is in the meantime, our housing stock is somewhat down. So people have to understand that are in the market for affordable housing. But in the end, it's going to work out very well for us. So that's all I have, Council President. Thank you.
Councilwoman De Jesus.
Thank you, Council President. Moving down to item number 5, Police Community Relations. Our community policing will be at one of our elementary schools this week for the National Walk to School Day, and they will also be at various schools throughout the district, continuing their bullying presentations for violence awareness in the schools. For the week of Monday, October 15th, they will be at the high schools with their police interaction class, and again continuing the bullying presentations at various schools. They will also be assisting the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office with their Clean Slate program. Detective Sino and Detective Schlossberg will also be attending the Mayor's Health Fair. Item number 8, the Hispanic Heritage Month. I just want to thank everyone involved. On Sunday, we held our Hispanic Heritage Cultural Fest at Parker Press, and it was a success. I want to thank Director Samaluka, the Mayor and his administration, Director Hubner and the Woodbridge Police Department, Director Green, Director Henry, everyone for all their help in making it a successful event. Item number 9, the Barron Arts Center. This Saturday, October 13th, from 12 to 4:30, the Barron Arts Center will be celebrating its 11th year Barron Fest, which is their annual fine arts and crafts festival, which gathers over 50 artists, rain or shine. Parker Press, located on Broadway Avenue here in Woodbridge. Original art in different mediums will be exhibited and available for sale by the artists. Live music, food, children's art workshops, free yoga classes throughout the day by Flow into Wellness Spa. Again, this is this Saturday from 12 to 4:30 at Parker Press. From October 4th through the 25th, Mary Hines Cohen Musings, Chapter 3, the Barron Art Center Artist of the Year, will be having its exhibit. The opening reception pass, which was October 4th from 7 to 9. Mary Hines is a figurative oil painter who marries mythology with colloquial culture. Her work is narrative, life-size, and representational. Again, this is from October 4th to the 25th at the Barron Arts Center. October 26th, Barron Arts Center will host the National Ghost Hunt Fundraiser. New Jersey Paranormal presents their findings from a recent exploration of the Barron Arts Center. Learn about other ghostly points of interest in Woodbridge Township, the latest paranormal search technology, and demonstrations and more. You can call the Barron Arts Center at 732-634-0413 for more information. Moving down to item number 10, if you're looking for homework help for the children in your life, please go to the main library. They will host homework help for children ages 5 through 10 at 6 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesday evenings in the children's department. Registration for the main library Crazy 8's Math Club, an 8-week series of math fun and enrichment for children ages 5 through 7 with an accompanying adult opens this week. Register online or call 732-634-4450 extension 7140. Again, the library will be offering homework help and the Crazy 8's Math Club. That is all that I have. Thank you.
Before Councilman Barrow, I'm going to go back to Councilman Anderson.
I apologize. I knew there was something that I forgot, and I don't want the kids to, being that this is our only October meeting. So the 2018 Halloween activities, there will be pumpkin painting at Parker Press Park over here, 400 Broadway Avenue, and that's on October 17th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. The last pumpkin will be given out at 5:30 p.m. while they last, so make sure you get there early. There'll be a Stuff Your Own Scarecrow. That'll also be at Parker Press Park at 400 Broadway Avenue. And that's on Thursday, October 18th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's also while supplies last. There'll be a trunk or treat costume contest. And that will be on Sunday, October 28th. And that's in the Community Center parking lot at 600 Main Street from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. There is a registration that's required to pass out candy only, okay? Treaters do not require a registration, okay? And then afterwards, there will be, so after you go out and get your kids all loaded up on candy, there will be a Halloween drive-in, and there will be in the community center at 5:30 p.m. And that is always a fun time for the kids to do like in the old days and go to the drive-in movie theater. And they will be watching Hotel Transylvania 2, in case you didn't see one. All right, and Halloween hayrides will be. Enjoy an old-fashioned hayride, but beware of the ghosts and goblins along the way, and that will be at Parker Press Park, and that'll be on Thursday, October 25th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. If you have any for the weather updates, you can call 732-602-6045, and you can also contact the rec department should you have any questions at 596-4048. Thank you, and I apologize.
Thank you, the children. Thank you for that. Councilman Bauer.
Thank you, Council. I know. Nancy, Kyle. Thank you, Council President. The agenda's in order. I have two announcements. Forest Business Community Trunk or Treat Cruise Night will be held on Monday, October 15th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Sipperstein's Paints parking lot. That's 372 New Brunswick Avenue in Fords. The rain date will be November 5th. All are welcomed. To help my councilmate here, Nancy Drum, I have an announcement for Woodbridge. The European School Dance, in conjunction with the Woodbridge Recreation Department, will be holding the Woodbridge train station Haunted Woodbridge Dead or Alive, Saturday, October 13th, at the Woodbridge Middle School Theater. Tickets are on sale at 6 p.m. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Showtime 7 p.m. $10 general admission. Also, the 10th anniversary of Haunted Woodbridge Walking Ghost Tours will be held on Saturday, October 20th. Also, in conjunction with the 2018 Zombie Walk down Main Street at 5 p.m. Tickets are $8. Strollers free. No pets allowed, please. And after Ghost Walk tours at Parker Press, we'll immediately follow the Zombie Walk. That's all I have today. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Bauer. Mr. Mitch.
Thank you, Madam President. Under number 1, A, B, C, and D, still working with the police department on those transfers. I'll be noting letter E, which you approved tonight for new business coming to town called the Yellow Chili. And letter F is new. As you know, Bertucci's has filed for bankruptcy, so we're looking to move this license into a debtor in possession. So I'll keep you posted on that. Under number 2, if you could mark your calendar for November 20th, we'll be having an ABC hearing. Otherwise, my agenda's in order. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Bennett.
Thank you very much, Madam President. This is that quarterly time of the year that I have to give a quarterly report on the safety report for the township. As of July 31st, 2018, we have had in Woodbridge 2.37 injuries per 100 employees. We've been holding quarterly meetings with constituent representation from several of the departments, and the JIF overall, which is the central JIF, has consistently been below 2.0 injuries from 2016 to 2018, with us actually at 1.59 for this year, which is below the average for the entire state of 1.87. So we're doing well on that. With respect to my agenda report, next meeting there'll be a bid for electrical services, and there'll be 4 Chapter 159 grants that are coming in so that they can be approved by you, and then we'll go out again. And then the correction of the county tax appeals, which is merely housekeeping in nature. And that's the end of my report, Madam President.
Thank you. Director Hunt.
Thank you, Council President. We have a proposal to make Woodbridge Center Drive a 35-mile-an-hour speed zone, and we're adding a handicap parking space on Pershing Avenue in Island. Thank you.
Director Green.
Thank you, Council President. I have just one item tonight. It's our annual renewal for our agreement with the county for care management and education. That's through our multi-services division. Thank you.
Director Similak.
Nothing this evening. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Council President. And in addition to our standard biweekly refund resolutions, we'll also have resolutions with regard to the home improvement program. Thank you.
Director.
Thank you, Council President. We have an agreement for service and parts for sanitation equipment and Paramus, a final change order for contract 2017-030, Cypress Recreation Parking Lot Improvements, final change order for contract 2017-001, 2017 Million Surface Program, Area 1 to 5. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you.
This time, I'd like to get a motion to continue the meeting and go right into the Health Department Board of Health.
Madam President, Ms. Mitch, I had some additional ones that I just found, so if I could just, for the record, there'll be a shared services agreement for the Free Public Library of Woodbridge, shared services agreement with Middlesex County, shared services agreement with Woodbridge Township Housing Authority. I gave the safety report, and the rejection of bid for moisture repair at the WCC, some housekeeping for sewer and tax overpayments, as far as also disability resolution, and state contract purchase and installation of network equipment and phones for the club at Woodbridge. Thank you, and I apologize.
I do have a motion properly seconded to continue this meeting to go right into the Health Department meeting. Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. Green.
Thank you, Council. Most of my agenda is in order. I have two things I do want to mention. Our annual licensing for cats begins in September. That goes through November, and after that it's an extra late fee. So just a reminder that every cat in Woodbridge Township needs to be vaccinated for rabies and needs to be licensed with the Township Health Department. The second thing is the Mayor's annual Health Expo is October 20th, 9 to 12 at the Woodbridge Public Health Center. In addition to all our annual health screenings and health information, we've got a couple special things this year. One is Walk with the Doc, and basically it's a short walk with a doctor who will talk about wellness topics, and I think that'll be a great thing. The second thing is we're offering free lead testing for items that people may have that their children come in contact with. This is part of our program to prevent lead poisoning in children, so you can come and bring an item, we'll test it. It's a non-destructive test. It's really pretty neat. It gives you an idea of whether that item has any lead in it. And last but not least, at our Health Expo, we will be offering flu shots. And so if you haven't gotten your flu shot by then, we love you to come. Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.